Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Star Bazar and to another news update for Star Wars Battlefront 2. We just got the community transmission containing the release notes for the May 22nd update in Battlefront 2, the Siege of Kamino update, and we're going to go over it top to bottom. Before jumping right into it, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the Star Bazar for more Battlefront 2 videos like this, and also consider liking the video if you enjoy the news. During the summer months, viewership on YouTube tends to drop off, so if you like what we do here at the Bazaar and you want to continue supporting us, the best thing you could do is to watch the video until the very end, leave a like and a comment to let me know how you enjoyed it. Believe me, there is a reason that us YouTubers keep asking for that kind of stuff. It does actually help, so thank you. But without wasting any more time, let's jump into this transmission and go over all of the changes and updates coming to Battlefront 2 in the Siege of Kamino update. First off, let's go over these new content features. Obviously, we are getting the Kamino map in Capital Supremacy, as it's the namesake of the update. Besides that, we're also getting an in-game voice line wheel usable by the heroes, as well as a raise to the level cap for all units. After this update, all units will be able to go up to level 1000. I hope you're ready to do some grinding. Our quality of life adjustments include changes to the core mechanics of the Heroes vs. Villains game mode, as well as the appearance bundles now being moved to the collection screen from the crates menu. On top of that, there is a note that says if you want to purchase the appearance bundles, you can only spend crystals on them as they are no longer purchasable by credits. However, the crystal price has been reduced. Some general hero changes coming this month are changes to victory poses for Iden, Rey, and Count Dooku, which have been reverted back to their originals from before a few updates back, as well as new victory poses for Iden and Rey, which are free to unlock for all players. We are also getting an increased limit for the heroes using voice lines at one time, and what I believe this means is when two players use emotes simultaneously, as of right now, only one of those players will be able to actually hear their emote. After this update, I'm assuming that will change to where both players can hear their emotes at the same time. An issue has been fixed where lightsaber heroes were not able to deal damage to an enemy if they attacked while standing in front of a thin wall, and there's also been an issue fixed where both Yoda's and Darth Maul's blocks would stop working if the block button was held before and for the duration of either a dash attack or a spin attack respectively. So that should now work how it's supposed to. Moving on to some specific hero changes, starting with Boba Fett. We knew this one was coming already. Boba can now dodge in midair and recover in midair once he's been pushed. His base health has also been increased from 550 to 600, and Boba Fett's reticle has now been replaced with a dot. And while he activates his For the Hunt ability, a yellow circle will encompass the dot, making aiming a little easier for Boba. Luke Skywalker is getting an increase in his base lightsaber damage from 120 to 130. He's also got some minor visual improvements to both the Force Push and Repulse abilities, as well as a visual change to his Cleansing the Darkness star card, where it no longer says Empire Soldier and only says Enemy Soldier. Finally, after about a year and a half. Yoda is getting an increase to his sprinting speed to be consistent with the other lightsaber heroes, and his dash attack will now once again bypass enemy blocks. I'm pretty sure after this update, Yoda is about to be a top-class hero on the light side. Definitely watch out for that dash attack now. Chewbacca is getting an increase to his base health from 650 to 700, and I'm a little bit disappointed by this because I was hoping Chewie would at least go up to 800. 50 health doesn't seem like it's going to make too much of a difference, but we'll see how this goes. Now, moving on to Finn and Captain Phasma, both of them have got some damage buffs to their weapons. Finn's EL-16 and his Glee-44 pistol have both seen base damage increases from 45 to 52 on the EL-16 and from 35 to 42 on the Glee-44. Both have become a lot stronger, and the long-range damage has also been increased for both. Captain Phasma's base blaster damage has also been increased from 17 to 19, and her weapon's range has been increased significantly. Hopefully these changes can both make Finn and Captain Phasma much more viable heroes on their respective sides. Moving on to General Grievous. He's had tweaked values for Unrelenting Advance to make it more effective. The time between the damage from the ability has been decreased from 0.5 seconds to 0.45 seconds, making him do damage a lot faster, and the damage per second has been increased by 10%. So if I'm understanding that correctly, the longer an enemy stays in your Unrelenting Advance, the more damage they will take. You already know how I feel about that ability. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic in Heroes vs. Villains, and I think this update is about to make Grievous an absolute beast in that mode. Darth Vader has had a decreased stamina regeneration delay from 3 seconds to 2.25 seconds, so he won't be without stamina for too long anymore. Damage inflicted to Darth Vader while he's using his Force Choke ability is now reduced to 10% of the damage it would have otherwise inflicted, so Vader's about to be pretty tanky while he uses his Choke ability. I would have preferred he be able to block with his lightsaber, but this is also good. Just like the last change to Vader, which is an increase to his base damage from 120 to 130, so he'll now match Luke Skywalker in that department. Obi-Wan Kenobi is getting the unnecessary buff to his restrictive mind trick, where it will now last 5.5 seconds. That is so much. The 4.5 seconds was already a doozy, plus the Think It Over star card. I think Obi-Wan is about to be pretty overpowered after this. But he's also had an issue fixed that would cause him to get stuck in his all-out push animation during a bad server connection. Count Dooku has had an issue fixed where the knockback effect from his lightning stun would not be applied if the target was in midair, as well as some various clipping fixes that came with Dooku's exquisite pajamas appearance. Rey has had an issue fixed where her eye color would change when choosing the Octo appearance, and an issue was fixed that would show the wrong area of effect when performing Rey's dash strike and mind trick abilities. Darth Maul fixed an issue where Darth Maul's furious throw would yield an invisible lightsaber when throwing straight forward or slightly downward while sprinting. Not really sure what that means, but okay. Emperor Palpatine fixed an issue where Emperor Palpatine could not deal damage to a turret when attacking with both hands. Leia just has some visual clipping issues, no worries there. Han Solo increased health regeneration from 150 to 200. That's pretty good. Fixed a minor visual issue where Han Solo's foot would twitch after the Delusions of Grandeur emote. Fixed an issue where Han Solo would get stuck in the sharpshooter ability animation if he was stunned by lightning while using it. That has happened to me several times, that's good. And by community request, Han Solo's shoulder charge ability now staggers blocking enemy villains, like it did in the past, and like it should have the entire time. Lando Calrissian, Iden Versio, and Chewbacca again have all had their health regeneration increased from 150 to 200, helping make them a little bit more survivable on the battlefront. The next section is game mode and map changes, and it's mostly just visual updates, so I won't go over those here. The next section is arcade changes, and this is pretty interesting, especially if you're a fan of offline play. Improvements to the arcade AI include the use of abilities for the AI, Vanguard for the Assault, Sentry for the Heavy, and Infiltration for the Specialist. That's very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Tweaked conditions for when these abilities can be used, enabled Thermal Detonator for the Assault, Shock Grenade for the Specialist, and different throwing frequencies per arcade difficulty. That's really cool. No Impact Grenade it seems for the Heavy, but that's okay. And just some changes to the AI parameters on the different maps. I'm pretty excited to try out some arcade after this. I am actually looking forward to getting grenades thrown at me for once. We'll see how this goes. The Infiltrator Reinforcement class has some changes, specifically for the ARC Trooper. Fixed an issue where the ARC Trooper's left pistol had a faster fire rate than the right one. That was a pretty bad bug. Fixed an issue where the Stalker star card would not grant the correct amount of health in any rarity. Also fixed an issue where players were unable to see the shock trap deployed by an enemy ARC Trooper. And check this out. The projectile has been updated to have infinite active time, be destroyable by blaster fire, and have a blinking light source for increased visibility by allies and enemies. So if you ever see an ARC Trooper lay down their shock trap, you can now shoot it and destroy it before they have a chance to activate it. Keep in mind that the ARC Trooper can have it out and active for an infinite amount of time now. It's no longer on a timer, but it's now more visible, so you actually have a chance to destroy it before they get a chance to use it on you. This is good. And the last fix for the Infiltrator is fix an issue that would cause the ARC Trooper animation model to break when rotating the camera quickly from above. Not too sure what that's about, but it sounds like it's an issue, so glad they fixed it. And the last section on this CT is just general changes and miscellaneous fixes. These are mostly visual issues that I won't take the time to go over here, but that is the end of the community transmission going over the Siege of Kamino update dropping in Battlefront 2 tomorrow, May 22nd. Not a whole lot in terms of new content, but the changes to Heroes vs. Villains, as well as the hero changes, should make the hero gameplay a little bit better after this update. I know I'm definitely looking forward to the new updated Heroes vs. Villains, and I will have a video going over the gameplay of that and the Kamino map in Capital Supremacy after the update drops. But that's going to do it for this Battlefront 2 news update. Thank you all so much for stopping by the Bazaar and checking out the news. If you guys like the coverage, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and drop a comment. Let's get the discussion started down below. That's going to do it from me. This has been your boy, Turkish Delight, and I'll see you all out on the battlefront. Peace.